Hello, I'm Annette Young and welcome to the 51%, a show about women reshaping our world. Coming up, as parts of the French capital suffer from a crack and heroin epidemic, we meet the mothers who are taking on the city's drug dealers. Also, as there's a push to increase female participation in French local politics, just how hard is it to be a mayor when you're a working mother? And how Bolivia's Indigenous women, despite making up half of the country's population, are still facing discrimination. But we begin in the impoverished suburbs of the French capital, who are suffering from what some describe as an ever-worsening drug epidemic. Local residents say the presence of drug addicts have made their lives unbearable, especially as traffickers target youth. As a result, some mothers north of Paris have decided to fight back in creative ways, as this report reveals.
Drug dealers in Villepinte call her a migraine headache. Since settling in the neighborhood with her two young children, Sylvie Marega has done her best to make life hard for those same dealers. Her apartment was right in the center of their operations.
This is where we lived.
Below her windows, the main point of sale in the neighborhood, set up just outside this doorway. They proudly shared images of their territory on social media. Intolerable for Sylvie, but after 6 months of intimidation and threats, she finally left.
I know. It's not for you that I came, it's for the young people. You chose your life. As for me, I have my son. I have his generation to look after. I will help people. Who have you helped here? What did you ever do for the neighborhood? It's like that every day. They were upset because I'm the only one in the neighborhood telling them the truth, to say that it needs to change here. They do nothing with their life except sell drugs out in the open, even in front of schools. They feel free to do what they want. They feel almighty.
The gang's leader, seen here in white, operates out in the open, visible to everyone. The road is a dead end and police don't come here. To counter the situation, Sylvie has started an association called Youth Addiction. She's hoping to engage other parents and to keep children from falling prey to the dealers.
Here, just in front of the school, there's drug dealing going on. We can't let our kids live in this kind of environment. In the eyes of the little kids, dealers have a positive image, like a role model. They're nice with them. But when kids grow up, around age 16, they start involving them in the business.
Starting this past spring at 8:30 a.m. every day, the mothers in the neighborhood have come together to reclaim the public spaces. They're outside a school that's been affected by the drug trade. Near the courtyard, dealers abandoned 30 grams of cannabis. Students shared their feelings about it by drawing pictures.
No to thugs, no to violence. The police aren't doing their jobs, so they should be replaced. So he's not afraid. He's saying, if you don't do the right thing for the neighborhood, we'll do it.
We're not happy, just go away and never come back. This is anger right here because he feels that they're invading his space. People always ask us if we're afraid, but in fact we're not afraid, we're angry. The situation at the school has made us furious.
Sylvie says she'll never give up. Her next plan of action is to create a human chain around the school to raise awareness and keep the dealers on notice that she's not going anywhere.
Staying in France, and the country is gearing up for municipal elections to be held next March. Currently, 17% of the nation's mayors are women. With a push to increase female participation in local politics, our colleagues at France 2 went to meet two women mayors who talk about the struggle to balance both professional and family life.
They are both mayors and also mothers. They have 2 children each. Hélène Tournadre is a physiotherapist working with children. Wearing several hats is a challenge.
My working times go from 4:30 in the afternoon, or more likely from 4:45 or 5 p.m. I'm up against it because I have council meetings at 6.
Her role as mayor takes around 20 hours a week in a village in the Charente department in southwest France. But she says work-life balance is what matters to her, and so she will not seek re-election next year. Locals acknowledge the difficulty.
It's a lot. Almost more demanding for a small village than for a big town.
The village has a population of 750 people. She's been mayor since 2014. Two others on the council are planning to stop too because of the whole work-life balance question. Elisabeth Dumont, meanwhile, is planning to seek re-election next year in another village in Charente. She too recognises the difficulties of being a mum, director at a local university and an elected official. While the government wants to pay for childcare, she argues it's not all about the money.
In my case, if I dare say so, my goal is to have free time with my children. You can't replace that or buy it either. I don't need extra help financially. I need time. That's more precious.
Her mayoral duties take up 35 hours of her week. It's a vocation, she says, that runs in the family. She has some experience of juggling the different roles.
My grandfather was mayor for 18 years. My mother was elected mayor in 1983. Is it part of our nature? I don't know, but here I am having my turn as mayor.
There are 6,000 women mayors in France, a minority compared to their 30,000 male counterparts.
To Bolivia now, and for generations, its indigenous women have been socially ostracised. Known as cholas, these women, recognisable by their wide skirts, braided hair and bowler hats, were banned from using public transport and even entering certain public spaces. Yet despite recent attempts to push their civil rights, these women are still facing discrimination, as this report shows.
For Glenda Yanez, it's as much a question of pride as it is one of style. As she walks the streets of La Paz, the bowler hat, multi-layered traditional skirt and long braids ensure that she's noticed wherever she goes. But for this fashion designer, being in traditional costume is above all a feminist act of defiance.
For young women, it's a symbol of rebellion, of revolt, because we weren't always able to wear a skirt in the capital.
Until just a few years ago, Native American women weren't allowed in the city centre. They were persona non grata in a number of public spaces. That included the universities. A situation that finally evolved with the election of Evo Morales in 2006. The president passed a series of laws to upgrade the status of Native women, allowing the cholas, as they're known, to flourish in all sectors of society.
Today, we have businesswomen, politicians, MPs, councillors, rural mayors, and also women in the media.
Currently, the government is working to establish the cholas as an integral part of Bolivia's cultural identity. But discrimination dies hard, and many in the country continue to reject these women.
Race and class discrimination don't manifest in the same way as they used to. In the past, we'd get called shitty cholas, or told, you bloody cholas, you take up too much room with your stupid skirts. Now the insults don't come immediately, but everyone's waiting for you to mess up and then lynch you. The colonial, conservative mindset remains.
But that certainly won't slow down Teodora. The mountain climber wears her skirt even on the rock face, and she assures it's no impediment. In fact, she plans to wear it when she takes on Mount Everest.
It would be amazing to climb Mount Everest in my traditional skirt. We'd love to wear our skirt there. It would be a way to defend this garment and fight for Native women who've always faced discrimination.
A way also of proving that the traditional outfit is compatible with modern society, this as the issue continues to spark divisions.
That's it for now. You can also connect with us via our Facebook page, that of course being France24.51%, or do send us a tweet at _51%. So until our next show, bye for now.